For those of you that aren't aware, there is a big issue with tanking in TBC. If you've been playing at all, you know how hard it is to find a tank. And the major issue I've had with this is it's solely due to the current players and how they treat their tanks and how they expect groups to be run. Not every tank is a heroic geared Giga Chad who knows the ins and outs. There's a lot of casual or mid-level people who are just trying to tank to get their gear and get ready for raids. And a lot of people are so sweaty, so elite, so just aggressive in the way they play that it's genuinely fucking up the experience for a lot of people. For example, I've been in groups with the Hunters and Frost Trap, where mages don't do any CC. They just arcane blast or go full arcane for some reason. I have no mages who won't make water. Warlocks who won't soulstone. Warriors and rogues, etc. that won't pummel or interrupt an ability. So many DPS are going out of their way to make dungeons harder for their tanks, and that makes tanks less likely to want to actually play the game, right? So for example, in this guy's scenario here, on my bear tank, I asked the Holy Pilot to buff DPS at Salvation opposed to Kings. I was told that was an quote-unquote odd request, lol. Warrior DPS in the group refused to not have might and would pull threat in AoE pulls and then complain about my lack of threat and needing to get good. Salve solves this. And it truly does solve it. But again, don't expect DPS to give a shit about that. In the Mana Tombs, Dark Caster needs to get nuked or interrupted to avoid mana burn going off. I asked the Warrior DPS why he wasn't using his abilities. The server's actually up. I'm checking 1 second. No, they're down. Why'd you lie to me? Okay. To avoid mana burn going off, I asked why he wasn't using pummel to interrupt and was told that's a waste of a global and the mob doesn't die faster. And the mana DPS that won't use any CC, won't use any utility, won't use anything to make the lives of the tanks easier? Absolutely fucking heinous. 3. Pally tank. Throw shield, consecrate holy shield. Before my first melee hunter multi-shots, mage blizzards and warlock hellfires. Warlock gets one shot and then goes, you want to tank something? Wait 3 or 4 seconds. Not a hard concept. And the issue is, guys, the big issue is, a lot of DPS expect every tank to be a Giga Chad from the get-go. They're not. A lot of these tanks are casual. Literally waiting 3 seconds. It's not gonna hurt you. Not every tank is perfect at the game. A lot of tanks are mediocre. They're very meh. And it happens. It's okay. Yahasa, but you're expecting them to know their class in and out and play everything perfectly. A lot of people are casual players. There's a lot of casual players out there. 4. I mark Skull on my Druid tank and always in Paladin on prior targets to reduce the amount of brain power people need to have to use. Scarce resource. When the other mobs constantly die prior to the one mark Skull and I addressed that I was told to stop complaining we didn't die. I mark prior targets for a reason so you don't pull through important mobs die real good, real fast. Guess what? The game is 20 years old. Common fucking sense. If you can't research your class, that's on you. See, but is that fair to the tanks though, hardstyle? Not a lot of people know how to play the game, but they're not amazing and don't know every single timer, ability, yada yada. And the guy's clearly doing his thing correctly, marking prior targets, yada yada, and he's still getting shit on by the DPS. Then find a group that does play it like that hardstyle. You can't join a casual run and expect the tank to be perfect. Just because you pass 99 and play at the sweatiest level doesn't mean everyone else does. For every 99 passer, there's a shit ton of 60, 70, 50s who just play the game casually and have a good time. But we don't like tanking because most DPS have room temperature IQs and someone left the window open in the winter time. It's genuinely amazing how bad people are at the game won't open their eyes and go, oh, you know what? Maybe I should interrupt /stun /CC instead of minus DPS. You know what? Maybe I should attack the skull target instead of AoE spam zugging. Maybe. Maybe they should. But they won't. And that actually what Kataruna said in chat is correct. If you look up a guide, you are in the top 30% of the player base. If you look up a guide, you are in the top 30% of a player base. So unironically, you are elite. You should easily be able to learn by doing or simply asking other players. Maybe you should get better at tanking. But see, that's the mindset that makes there be less tanks hardstyle. That aggressive, get good, Get good, get good. The tanks can't get good if the DPS don't even play the game correctly. The DPS aren't interrupting. They're not waiting. They're not like doing CC. Why on earth is a mage blizzarding instead of frost novaing first? The tank gets the mobs in position. You should be frost novaing and then blizzarding. We don't like tanking because most DPS have room temperature IQs and someone left the window open. Right, yada yada. You know what? Maybe I should go attack the skull targets of AoE spam zugzugging. You want more tanks? Play for efficiency, not who can do the most damage. Use your utility, use your stuns, know what mobs are high prior, know when to start pumping damage, when to hold off. A smooth run is a smart run. This isn't retail, you have to have somewhat of a brain to play TBC. Let the tomato throw from the angry players begin. And of course the top comment. The top comment right here. Those DPS players would be very mad if they could read. If, big key word there, if the DPS players could read, they would be mad. They can't. The average DPS player is a buffoon. A slanderous, retarded buffoon. We're a community and everyone should be friends or at least friendly. I don't mind helping out people who know nothing about the game. We all started somewhere and was a noob at some point. Thank you, Cad. If the tank tells you, hey, do something, and then you tell him, but why? I don't want to do that. We're already clearing the mobs. We're this, we're that. As a DPS, your job is to do utility. Your job is to provide the ability and use the abilities you have in your toolkit. From Novaing to, for a lock, using Shadow Fury if you're dungeon spamming, to hunters using frost traps, to warriors pummeling, to rogues interrupting. Like, you're meant to play your class to its full ability. The full fucking ability. The stupidity is one thing, but the people with absolutely no patience for hearing feedback are the worst. Like, they realize there's a tank, you can just leave and end their dungeon at any moment, right? I've got a system. First time I suggest things as friendly as possible. Second time stern. Third time I full stop and tell a group they can either replace defending DPS or replace me. Their choice. As a tank, you get to set the standard. You get to set the pace. You are the tank. All tanks need to do is be divas. Going forward, if you're a tank player, be a diva. The DPS is being a bitch, kick them, or tell the group, remove the DPS or I'm leaving. Good luck. That dungeon, that run is bricked. You have power. Don't let these dime a dozen, billion plus DPS tell you how to play the game, what makes the game fun, or what makes the game good. You are the main tank. You run this dungeon. We're only in this heroic because of you. You tell the DPS what to do, and if they don't, fucking kick him or leave the group and go next. Because they need you more than you need them. Had a hunter refuse a tank's request to trap and heroic yesterday. The hunter said, do your job. He left after the rest of the party got on his case. We pretty much instantly replaced him with another hunter that didn't mind doing his job and cleared it quick and easy. I have no idea why some people are so stubborn for such stupid things. The player base is genuinely fucking deranged.